Alam mo, buti na lang mabait si Karen.
Yeah, and we're live now.
Yes,
So, hello,
we are.
Missosologists, and welcome to another episode of Missosology Beauty Talks. And today, we are very excited to be finally with our very special guest, the lovely Miss Earth 2017 from the Philippines, Miss Karen Ibasco. Hi, Karen.
Hi everyone!
Hi,
Thank
Karen.
you for tuning in. Hello.
Yeah, first off, how are you, Karen? It's been a
Doing
while.
good. I know. Lalo na pag ngayong ECQ, it's MECQ. It's not easy to be at home, but you really have to make time as you are staying at home with your family or making yourself busy. Kamusta naman kayo ngayong MECQ?
We're really good. And we introduced ko muna pala. I'm Drew, and we're joined by Missology correspondent Amir
Amir is gone. No, he's there.
No, I'm here.
and former Missology correspondent Stephen Diaz,
Hi.
straight from Japan.
Mm.
Amazing.
We don't have-
International tayo.
We don't have quarantine here. We're just like being responsible citizens.
Super 2 thumbs up for Japanese.
So, what's keeping you busy now, Karen?
So right now, what I do is I'm studying again. I love studying. So that's what I
Wow.
do.
Studying for your
Yeah.
PhD now or what? Or postdoc?
No. Not for my PhD, but I'm more of. Have you heard of image consultancy? Since I finished Miss Earth, I focus more on the image, the behavior, and the communication of a person. So either I go on the business field or I can still help in the pageant field. So I have different markets, but I really want to focus on this kasi ang ganda na ng platform na nabili sa akin. This
That's
one.
true.
Nice.
Good,
That's really
good.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
How's my image?
That's good.
Good! You look good! No, honestly, diba? Pag ECQ kasi, ito talaga yung pinaka-basic. Kailangan mo for yung mga meetings. You guys look great, ah. Good background, good mid-shot, good lighting. That's really good.
No, thank you.
During this,
So,
yes, Drew.
yes, Amir, go.
Yeah, I'd just like to ask Karen now. Kasi baka biglang mawala ako. At least makapagtanong na.
Go.
No, kasi I have seen a lot of beauty queens nowadays doing some charitable works, as regards doon sa mga activities that is related to COVID-related activities ngayon. So, have you done so far in Miss Earth? As a Miss Earth?
Actually, yes, that's really good kasi it's really good to use your influence. Actually, I'm planning to help this youth organization. So it's good kasi nakita ko yung youth organization na to. They're actually going out of their way to help people as they contact mga influencers para ma-post sa lahat ng tao for their donations. Actually, there's one thing I really want to say to a lot of people. Ngayong ECQ kasi, it's not really about helping big numbers of people. Like, you're watching me from your phones or from your laptops. You can actually do it from your homes. Like helping your neighbors. It's a big thing. You don't have to have big donations to help people. But I'm going to have a donation soon. But I really want to encourage everyone that you don't have to have big donations to help. You can actually do it individually by helping your neighbors, and you will have a huge impact if we all do it together.
That's nice. Yes, Drew.
Yeah, so before we move on to more pageant-related questions, I just want to ask you for a message to all our kababayans now that we are transitioning to general community quarantine.
Oh yeah, I think ngayon we're in the modified enhanced community quarantine. Soon magkakaroon tayo ng general community quarantine. Please take note that it only takes one person to spread the virus. So please be mindful of where you're gonna go, how you take good care of yourself. Like if you're gonna go to a supermarket, how you're supposed to protect yourself. What are the things that you do? You need to take a bath when you get home. You always wear your mask. So one thing that I can say is don't just think of yourself, but think of the people that is surrounding you during the season. And after everything, we're going to be, a nation again, and we're going to see each other, not virtually, but personally soon.
Thank you for your message. And now,
very positive yung vibe. Very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? basta positive yung the term.
Optimistic.
Very, very
Yeah.
optimistic.
Thank you.
Something that we really need nowadays.
Yeah. Sa
Yes.
mukha pa lang ni
Totoo,
Karen, no?
totoo.
Makikita. Sa mukha pa lang
Salamat.
makikita mo.
Yes, truly, we really
you,
need
thank
some
you.
sort of positivity nowadays. And then
Sunshine,
people like
ano?
influencers like you, Karen, for example, could actually give a light to people who are misguided and at the same time who misinterpret a lot of messages that they read on social media, on mainstream media as well. Kasi parang it seems like, we are living in a world of fear, which should not be the case.
That's true.
Being cautious is different
Ay,
than, Go. What is it?
Pa-plug in ko na pala kasi meron pa kami another donation but I'm doing it with WWF. So this time we're actually helping yung mga taong nag-work naman. Like in the tourist areas, in the Bicol region specifically. So we're gonna do a donation drive. So hopefully you guys would help us donate. So makakatulong kami sa mga nag-work who are less fortunate kasi walang trabaho ngayon. So we can help them be well fed.
Yeah.
Sorry for the segue.
No, it's
okay.
But why Bicol region? Are your parents or your relatives from Bicol region, or do you know someone from the Bicol region na who are affected by the in your case?
Actually, it's the WWF Philippines community partners. So kaya Bicol region. Yeah.
Oh,
but actually my dad is from Bicol.
Okay. The Ibascos are from where in Bicol?
I believe they're from Naga.
Okay. Naga City.
There's a lot of Chinese in Naga City.
Are you, may blood ka bang Chinese? Hindi, wala naman.
Half. Yes,
Meron?
I'm half Chinese.
Kaya pala parang may chinita. Kaya maganda.
Yeah, my eyes. Salamat.
Okay, Drew.
And now, we move forward to what pageant fans are excited about your pageant journey. So we all know that you have a really impressive academic background. You were cum laude in your undergraduate and graduate degrees from the University of Santo Tomas. And you were also a college instructor back then. So what was the turning point in your life na you realized that pageants is for you? Pageants are for you. Yeah.
Actually, ever since I was young, gusto ko sumali. Pero growing up kasi I understand that if you want the blessing to be in your life, your parents have to be with you in that journey. So nung time kasi na yun, my parents were not pro me joining pageants. So I respected their decision. I never joined. And then nung nanalo ako, nag-start mag-evolve yung pageants sa Philippines. Nag-start yung kay Venus Ra. So nag-change yung heart ng parents ko. They supported me and nagkaroon ako ng heart sumali when I was already working. Tapos na ako mag-aral, tapos na ako mag-masters. And I wanted to join because I wanted to bring my profession to light. I wanted to let people know what I do. And I wanted to break the stereotype of beauty pageants. That's why I joined. I wanted to share a message more than anything else. And it did happen.
And your first foray into national pageants was in Binibini in 2016.
Yes.
So,
correct.
How was your Binibini journey? How did you prepare for it? Since it's
actually,
your first
doon nag-start
pageant.
lahat. Correct. Kasi yung first pageant ko, never ako sumasali ng local pageant. And then, at that point, when I joined, I left my job kasi kailangan talaga, prepared ako when I joined. Naintindihan ko naman na kailangan prepared ka talaga. So what I did was I left my job. I found a training camp that trained me for months before competing because I didn't have any connections. I didn't have any I didn't have any experiences with beauty pageants outside, so I don't have connections. So that's what I did. I left everything. My parents supported me, and I have a little savings to help me come by. And then that's how everything happened. I'm very grateful for Binibini because I will never be who I am aside from Binibini Pilipinas.
Karen, I just want to ask also, during Binibini Pilipinas time, what was your memorable moments with Madam Stella?
Oh, Madam Stella would always be there for major pageants. Alam mo, Madam was very nice because she's like a mom. She's really like a mom to all of us girls, and she's very approachable actually. So what is one thing that I'm very grateful for her? Kapag may mga important events, she would always be there. She would really make time to be there for you. Kasi nung time ko, may sakit yata yung yung sibling niya abroad. So, umuwi talaga siya for us to really come with us sa mga major events. So, doon mo siya ma-appreciate.
Sino yung best
Very
friend mo nung
motherly,
time
no?
na yun? Sorry.
Ano, sorry.
Who was your best friend then during Binibining Pilipinas? I was just curious.
Oh, yeah. It's until now we're good friends. Si Christine Estoque at saka si Joanna Eden. We're super good friends until now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. That's good to know.
And ako naman,
love them.
I'm curious to know, what was your fondest memory as a binibini? Kasi sabi nila, once a binibini, always a binibini. So ano yung fondest
Binibini,
memory mo
correct.
joining binibini?
Ako, honestly, my fondest journey was doing it with my friends. Kasi, ang hirap sumali ng competition na, you know, you're not, you don't have any friends, and then people don't like you. So what really made it memorable for me is joining the competition. Even though it's a competition, you will have friends to help you when you're on stage, who will boost your morale, who will help you kapag wala kang sapatos, who will give you makeup, who will help you kapag nasira yung damit mo. So that's what I really appreciate, because you find friendship even in competition.
So,
And also,
ako,
diba? Sige, dagdag
sorry.
ko lang, Amir.
Okay.
Tulad niya nabanggit ni Pia during our last interview. Kapag nasa pageant na kayo, wala na yung mga camps, ano? Parang you all come
Wala.
together. Parang sisterhood talaga.
Correct. Talagang kapag kailangan niya ng ganyan, kasi di ba parehas lang naman kayong contestant. So whoever is gonna win is gonna win. So you know, you be the best person and you help that person no matter what she needs, because you're all contestants. You know, whoever's gonna win is gonna win. That's why sinabi ni Pia. And Pia is super bait.
2016 rin kasi nag-start yung mga many changes sa Binibining Pilipinas, because if I'm not mistaken, that was the first year wherein you could actually choose your own gown designer for the final.
Yeah.
Correct.
2015 parang kumbia pa, di ba?
Filipino designers.
Filipino designers.
Yes,
So
correct.
who was your designer during that time? Yeah.
He's from Bicol also. Sister June. Siya yung aking siya yung designer ko. They were very nice. Tsaka si Rian Fernandez, yung nagdamit sa akin ng cultural. Siya yung nagdamit sa akin sa Miss Earth.
Did you approach
magaling na
them?
designer.
Did you approach them or they approached you? Or what was the process when you were actually choosing your dresses, your evening gown and costume?
It's more of sometimes they choose you and sometimes they have connections if they want to dress you. So, makakonect ka na lang sa kanila. So, there are actually good people out there who's going to give you great connections to help you in your journey.
Okay.
Ako gusto ko lang itanongin, no? Hindi ba pumasok ulit sa isip mo na gusto mong mag-join for the second time sa Binibini that time after ng first try?
Actually, ang hinahanap ko talaga, sabi ko nga, even before I started joining competitions, gusto ko talaga is, huwag mawawala yung purpose ko. Kasi yung purpose ko is to really share a message. So, ang ginawa ko, nung sasali ulit ako, kasi parang ang bala ko dati, one time lang talaga. Kasi sabi ng parents ko, one time lang. But when they saw me on stage, they saw this really huge potential. So they gave me another more year, sabi nila. So what happened was that I asked my mentor, sabi ko, what is the perfect pageant for me? Is it binibining again? But what they said was that, I can see you more from Miss Earth. So doon ako nag-start mag-strategize nung sinabi nila for Miss Philippines Earth. That's how everything started, na na-combine ko yung physics and then yung advocacy ko, which is so perfect for me.
Okay.
So that was the parang turning point na mag-join na ako ng Miss Philippines Earth. So how did you start? How did you start preparing for a different pageant? Kasi for definitely binibini strategy won't work in the Miss Philippines Earth pageant. So how did you prepare for that?
Okay. Ang importante, no, yung transition ko, sobrang, I always say, my binibini journey was very important because there I had my foundation. I learned how to pose, I learned how to walk, I learned how to make a good aura on stage, which is very important sa beauty pageant. Hindi ka naman kasi aabot ng Q&A kung hindi ka magaling sa ganun, kasi beauty pageant pa rin siya. So doon ko talaga nakuha yung foundations ko. That's why I'm very grateful for Binibini. But when I started strategizing for Miss Philippines Earth, nag-start ako mag-research kasi hindi ako environmental scientist. Sabi ko, ano ba yung edge ko? Kailangan kasi makilala ako. Ano ba yung kailangan i-maximize ko lahat ng strengths ko? And then naisip ko, ako yung unang scientist sa sali. Nakita ko na agad yung edge ko even before the competition. So may-maximize ko siya. Nag-start ako mag-research. Nag-isip ako, ano ba yung layman's term na kaya kong i-combine yung physics sa Earth doon ako nag-start. Nag-research ako about climate change, about conservation of energy, and true enough, na-capture ko yung ears ng people. That's how it all started.
So I remember a lot of people were really impressed by your Q&A during Miss Philippines Earth.
Mm-hmm.
But hindi for you, talagang dinaan mo sa pagre-research talaga, no? Tama?
Yes.
Kasi hindi lang
mahirap,
kung ano lang yung alam ko, parang gano'n.
Mm-hmm. Kasi sa Miss Philippines Earth, hindi ka kasi pwedeng magpabulaklak ng salita. Kasi kailangan mong fact. Kapag mali ang nasabi mo sa Miss Philippines Earth, mali talaga. Wala na siyang pwedeng ibang way. Kasi factual siya eh. Diba? Correct.
Yes.
Kapag mali yung nasabi mo, mali na siya. Doon ako nag-start mag-research. Sabi ko, hindi pwedeng wala akong alam. Kasi kapag wala akong alam, mapapahiya ako kapag natanong ako.
That's actually very scary. Yung Miss Earth Q&A is really very scary because you are not being asked general questions about,
Correct.
Correct. Things around under the sun. You're really being asked environmentally related questions. Yun ang pagkakaiba. Kaya you're right. Kailangan mo you really have to know what you're talking about. Otherwise, even no matter how good you memorize things, if you don't know exactly what you're talking about, yeah.
And I'm
it's a
curious,
make or break
Karen.
situation. Yes.
Yeah, I'm curious to know which one was harder, competing in Binibini or in Miss Philippines Earth?
Actually, magkaiba sila. Kasi sa Binibini, iba yung approach eh. Sa Miss Philippines Earth, paguran. Sobrang paguran. Kasi you keep on traveling. Tapos kasi may time na hindi na kami natutulog. Kasi iba yung schedule mo the previous day. Tapos part ka pala ng group that you have to go to a province. Sa Binibini naman, it's different. It's pagod when it comes to training. But then you still have time to rest. So magkaiba siya when it comes to schedules. So you really have to adjust personally your body. You have to eat right. You have to drink your vitamins because you cannot afford getting sick. You cannot afford not being in a major competition or in a major pre-pageant. Kung hindi, sayang yung score mo kasi nagkasakit ka. So yun siya. Magkaiba siya actually.
So ako just want to know.
May mga scoring system, Amir, may mga scoring system talaga na nangyayari in every activities sa Miss Earth. So you really could not miss it.
Yeah. So actually, ang important is, ang dami ng tatanong nito, yung medals, yung mga pre-pageant medals, actually it's just for boosting the morale.
Okay.
Walang kinalaman yung medals for you to get into the top 16.
Okay.
Ang important for top 16 is yung pre-judging. Okay. Yun yung importante. So people have to know that.
Yeah, actually yun dapat ang tanong ko.
So you just answered the question.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. At least nasagot.
Nabanggit ni Karen yung pre-judging. And I remember during your time in 2017, that was the first time na the Carousel Productions made the pre-pageant activities public. So, napapanood na ng fans. They get to see what happens behind the scenes, behind closed doors. So, paano nyo tinake yun as candidates na parang, oh my God, we will be streamed live on Facebook while we are being judged?
Actually, I didn't take it in a bad way or anything. I took it as a strength. Kasi sabi ko, ito na yung time mo na para ipakita sa judges kung ano yung kaya mong gawin. At the same time, ito yung time na makapakita mo sa tao kung ano yung kaya mong gawin. So you really have to make extra effort during that time. I took it as a positive side, not the negative side.
I was watching it actually. One thing that I was, I will say it now kasi, well, it's been 3 years already. I was a little bit disappointed nung hindi tinawag si Miss Japan sa Best in Interview because she was so good. The translator was so good. And then sabi ko, ay naku, pasok na to si Japan finally after so many years. And then hindi siya nakapasok. I was like, so ano ba? Kailangan mo talaga mag-English dito para makapasok. So what exactly is the mechanics regarding choosing someone or judging the intelligence round of Miss Earth? I really want to know because I couldn't believe na hindi pasok si Japan because her answer, I could understand her answer and they were not they were not rehearsed answers. She was really very spontaneous. She knew what she was talking
Yeah.
about. And then yung pag-translate rin ng translator was very, very
Really
good.
good.
So sabi ko, pasok na to. And then hindi rin siya nakapasok. Kahit man lang ni isang event, hindi siya nakapasok sa top 16. Well, I would probably understand sa ibang category, but hindi ko lang maintindihan yung sa intelligence part. So what exactly are they looking for when it comes to the intelligence round judging of Miss Earth?
I think it's really not more of you knowing how to speak in English. Pero totoo yun. Kasi in Japan, I could still remember, I watched her, tinanong siya about the nuclear power plants. Naalala ko pa yun. Kasi,
Yes. It's a very, very big and sensitive topic here in Japan. So
yeah. Actually, the 2013 Fukushima event, to be honest, during my Miss Earth, I wanted someone to ask me about nuclear power plants because my field in masters, I'm a physicist. I focus on radioactive sources. Wala mo na nagtanong sa akin. Sabi ko, okay. Sabi ko, I was really waiting for that question. Wala nagtanong sa akin. Na-focus siya kay Japan because of the Fukushima event. I guess, kasi sa pre-judging, madaming judges. Hindi lang siya isa. So I guess it's still depending on the person who understood your answer. So I think may point pa rin doon na kung nagustuhan nila yung sagot mo, I can't really say what happens inside kasi andun ako sa point of view na sumasagot. Tapos you're only given 2 minutes. And then mag-ring sila ng bell kapag tapos na tsaka pa mag-start. Tapos parang 6 sila doon. 6 sila magkatanong ng question sa'yo. So I really don't know how they do the judging. But I know there are different professionals in different environmental fields.
Okay.
Karen, yung Miss Philippines Earth ka na time, ano yung ano yung mga preparation mo na hindi mo pa nagawa during Binibini? Na mas lalong na-improve sa'yo during Miss Earth Philippines? Na mas lalong ginawa mo pa? Research.
Correct. Kasi sa Binibini kasi it's more on what Stephen said kanina. It's a bit general. It's more about really your personality. And pageant is really about your personality. Hindi pa rin mawawala maski Miss Earth yan or Miss Philippines kasi kailangan malabas yung personality mo.
How about physical? Sorry.
Oh yeah. Nagpalit ako ng diet.
Yun ang na-observe.
Yeah. Correct. Kasi nung during Binibini ko, I was thinner and I was more muscular. So we changed my diet and we changed my workout. So those are the 2 things we changed. Nung nagpalit ako ng pageant, sabi ko, we learned from the mistake of the before. We have to change it now. So that's what I did.
And the changes paid off. And the changes paid off because you won.
Thank you. Totoo naman. Totoo. True.
And during that time, I'm sure it was hard kasi Miss Philippines Earth pa lang, meron ng mga hindi magagandang comments against you. So how did you take all those criticisms into constructive ones na to fuel your journey to Miss Earth naman?
Actually, importante siya kasi one thing that you have to understand, even before getting into this arena, you need to understand that you will have bashers and people, you can't please everyone. So before kang pumasok, kailangan tanggap mo na yon kasi part siya ng industry, hindi na siya matatanggal. So depende sa'yo kung allow mo yung sarili mo masasaktan sa sasabihin ng ibang tao or you're just going to use that as your strength. For me, what happened when I won, sabi ko, this event will never happen in my life again. So either magpapa-affect kasi sinasabi ng ibang tao or you're going to maximize it and use this time because it's going to be memorable for you. That's what I did. And honestly, kasi I have a quite strong personality. Kasi ibang tao, umiiyak sila pag narinig yung comments. Ako kasi hindi. I have one rule for you. If you're the type of person who can't handle comments, just don't read. Ako kasi hindi. I can browse whatever. Tapos, I never shed a single tear with comments. I never did. Promise. Even Miss Earth when I won, I never shed a single tear.
Wala kasi yung loob mo.
I focused on the greater things kasi never na siya mangyayari sa'yo. Hindi naman siya nangyari sa ibang tao. Ikaw naman yung nakatayo. So what are you going to do? Are you going to focus on the negative things or the positive things? So this is actually one thing that I will do. I'm actually doing now. I'm very grateful for everything kasi everything served its purpose. What happened in Miss Earth, I'm actually helping people now. How can you overcome things like this? Kasi nangyari siya sa akin. So it's very credible for you to speak about it.
And at the same time, you were a teacher in a university, in a very reputable university in the Philippines. I think one way or another, you are really exposed with different kinds of people and different kinds of perceptions or perspective about you. Kasi may mga
Correct.
you're dealing with teenagers, right? So
Mm,
ready ka na when it comes
Yes.
to whatever. How would my student look at me? How would my student like react into my way of teaching, ganyan. So
correct.
when you were a teacher, how many students by average ba yung tinuturuan mo sa UST? Like,
Madami. Kasi, kunyari per class, may mga classes ako na more than 40 students. May ganon.
okay.
Dami.
So, mahirap mag-handle. Yeah.
Kasi
Depende
maraming
sa course.
maraming blocks.
Yeah. Depende.
Actually, it's
Curious
normal
ako
It's very normal kasi nga dito sa Japan, when I was studying, in one class, 100 kami. Parang auditorium
Wow.
style. Yeah, parang auditorium style siya. And then sabi ko sa Pilipinas, hindi to pwede. Sabi ko.
Maingay kasi.
Yeah, usually matahimik naman mga Hapon,
Ako lang curious ako.
100? Wow. Yeah.
Naka-curious ako kay Karen kung ano siyang klaseng teacher, strict ba
Yeah, I
siya?
know. Were you the terror teacher, Karen, or what?
Kasi nagpa-part-time teach din kasi ako, Karen.
Oh, nice. Actually, yung unang question sa akin nung nag-apply ako for my university, sabi niya, ang question talaga sa akin ito sabi niya, since you're a beauty, are you pro to student-teacher relationship? Yun yung unang tanong sa akin ng mga department head. Sabi ko, okay. Sabi ko, no, I will never be pro that because you have a reputation to protect and they're your students, you have to be professional. Ako, I'm very authoritative inside the class para respetuhin mo ako. Kasi teacher mo ako, ikaw yung estudyante ko, pero I'm very lenient with grades. Kapag alam kong nag-e-effort yung students, malapit lang, I do curve in grading. Di naman ako nagtuturo ngayon pero I do that. Kasi naging estudyante rin ako. So alam ko yung pakiramdam. Ayoko mambagsak. Pero hindi naman tama na ipasa mo kapag talagang hindi deserve yung students. Kasi, correct. That's what I do. I'm very lenient inside the class. At the same time, I'm authoritative.
What was the subject that you're teaching sa UST? What was the subject?
I was teaching math and physics.
In your department or in the engineering department or ibang college?
I was teaching physics, mathematics students. I was teaching PT, physical therapy, occupational therapy, biology. So I handle different courses and colleges.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi from the point of view of a male college student a long time ago, ito lang, kapag may mga teacher na katulad mo, pinag-uusapan ka sa mga staff. Yung hot teacher natin, si Miss Ibasco.
Totoo yan. Actually, before, nung nagtuturo ako, ayoko ng students na athlete. As much as possible, sana ayoko. Kasi, ang hirap nilang minsan turuan kasi lagi silang absent, kasi lagi silang may game. Tapos
Totoo
hindi sila
yan.
makapollow. Oo, hindi sila makapollow sa lesson.
Actually, totoo yan.
Pagkatapos dinadaan na lang sa pa-cute, di ba? Oy, ma'ams. Hi, miss.
Ang hirap. Actually, the star players in a university, di ba? Ang hirap.
And UST pa yan, Like so many star players in UST.
Yeah, totoo yan, mahirap. Mahirap yan.
Yeah.
May mga students ka ba na nag-message when you won, may mga nag-message sa'yo na parang gusto rin nilang sumali, gano'n.
They were inspired by you.
Yes, meron. Until now, I think marami talagang na-inspire sumali. Nakakatuwa kasi never ko namang pinangarap na parang I would set the bar high or I want to be their role model. Never ko siyang imagine. It just happened personally. It just happened. So I'm just really happy that I made so much impact in different lives. And until now, they would always tell me, I'm so inspired, Mel. How did you do it? And I would gladly share my secrets to them, how I started, paano ako nag-prepare, ano ba yung dapat mong gawin.
So, going back naman to your preparations na for Miss Earth pageant. So,
Okay.
One of the challenges I think na you encountered is you will be competing in the Philippines na kaka back-to-back lang ng Philippines like 2 years ago before you competed.
Yeah.
So, what was your mindset? I'm very curious, what was your mindset na going into the pageant? Na paano ko iti-take itong road na to?
That's a very, very good question. Kasi naisip ko siya, sabi ko, before I go to the stage, before I compete, kasi nung nag-transition ako from Miss Philippines or to Miss Earth, it was so hard because I was only given 2.5 months. I changed my training from 0, pinalitan nila yung walk ko. So nahirapan ako kasi I was working from Miss Philippines Earth. I have a lot of activities during my time because so many people wanted me. So it was just so hard kasi hindi ko ma-fix yung schedule ko. So I was working from Miss Philippines Earth. I was preparing all my things for the international. I was training and then I had to, what do you call this, to research more kasi iba na pag-international. So what I did was not easy. But then naisip ko din, isa pang nag-add ng parang more pressure was that, hey Karen, kailangan mo isipin, it's not easy to win in your own country. And then dito pa siya gaganapin sa Pilipinas. Tapos kakapalala lang ni Angelia, tapos kakapalala lang ni Jamie.
Correct.
Kailangan mo siya isipin. So, yun ulit. Actually, life is all about choices. Either magpapadown ka dun sa mga facts that you can see, or you can use this time to really maximize it kasi hindi na siya mangyayari ulit. So either you would allow yourself to be down or you would maximize it. Kasi ang ginawa ko talaga, sinabi ko, never na mangyayari yung moment na to. Kaya kailangan talaga i-maximize ko siya. At never naman talagang may sumaling scientist na nandito sa field na to. So malamang kailangan ko siyang i-maximize. So that's what happened. You really have to focus on the things that you're good at, hide your flaws, flaunt your strengths. And you really have to focus on it. And one thing I can really tell to people, kasi syempre pag nasa competition ka, may kita mo, ay shucks, ang ganda ni ganyan, ay shucks, marunong magsalita sa ganyan. One thing I remembered when I was still in Miss Earth during the competition, never compare yourself, promise. Kasi meron kang sariling strength na wala siya. So kailangan ma-maximize mo siyang malabas. Because if you focus that, she's actually sexier than me, she's smarter than me, wala na, you would actually feel down. Kasi yung mindset mo, hindi na siya tama. So it's actually a mind game. Your mindset should always be right and never compare yourself. If you know yourself so much, you know your strengths and you know your weaknesses, hide them, flaunt your strengths, and you're gonna be seen by the judges. Kasi iba nag-shine talaga siya.
So, Karen, if it weren't you who won the Miss Earth 2017 title, who do you think would have been like a worthy Miss Earth title holder that year as well? Like for example, sometimes some girls, for example, here in Japan, since I work with the Miss International organization, I asked the Japanese delegates this question because some of them kasi iniisip nila na hindi naman ako mananalo kasi Japan ako eh. So they already have this mindset na sana si ganito na lang manalo, si ganito manalo.
Okay.
They are not as competitive as the Filipinos.
As us, yeah.
Mga Filipinos kasi talagang, you're in there to win it. So, in your year, did it cross your mind? I know that you have the winner's mindset and you have the winner's attitude. Kumbaga, you were there, parang in-imagine mo na may corona ka na. But, maybe it crossed your mind at some point na kung hindi rin lang naman ako, sana si ganito na lang. Sana si ganito yung mananalo. Is there a particular girl na in your year?
Nag-iisip ako, diba? During my year kasi, ang sobrang, kasi diba naka 3 categories kami. So, I was in the second group. So, mas exposed ako dun sa group ko. So, mas nakikita ko sila personally, on stage and off stage. And I didn't see much yung performances ni group 1 tsaka ni group 2. Kasi sobrang dami. Parang 90 plus kasi kayo lahat. So, parang, ay nakita ko talaga was Juliana. She was just so real. Yeah, Juliana was a person na even competition, she would help you. And she would be so honest kapag wala siyang gamit, manghiram siya sa'yo. Tapos willing talaga siya mag-help magbigay ng helping hand, even though it's off stage. That's Juliana. Kaya until now, we're really good friends. Because she's a person whom you can really, really trust. Yeah, and she's also a really good heart.
Colombian girls in general, actually, they are very, very helpful and mabait. They're just like Filipinos, actually.
Yeah, they're really good.
Aside from Colombia, aside from Colombia, who were your other friends during your batch in Miss Earth?
In Miss Earth, I have Chile. We're very close. Miss Belgium, those are my really closest friends. Nigeria, I love my Miss Nigeria. She's amazing. Dami. Kasi almost lahat sa group 2 kami magkakasama. And then, I love my London, si Charlotte. They were really good people. Magkakaiba kami ng culture, pero kami magkakasama kapag may mga grouping. So, those were the countries na talaga naging close ko.
Yeah, go Amir.
Amir, what was
Yes.
your question?
Yeah, actually, we have some questions from our social media accounts in Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
So I just have to read the questions coming from who's to PH on Instagram.
Oh, there's something wrong with the audio.
So the best experience you had when you were still reading.
Yeah. Ulitin mo, Amir.
That's much better. Yeah.
Can you say it again? Your question?
Yeah, what was the best experience you had when you were still reigning Miss Earth? Was this asked already?
Raining.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
a
That was
question from
raining.
Instagram. Yeah, a question from
Okay.
Instagram.
So that was raining Miss Earth, not during a contestant.
As a queen,
As a winner, yeah.
As a winner na.
Oh.
Ang dami siguro, no?
I know. Pero one thing on top ng mind ko is really my travels. I loved my travels. Sobra.
Ang dami mong napuntahan.
Yeah, I think I'm the most traveled Miss Earth. So, dami ko napuntahan. Tapos, ang dami ko pang pending countries na hindi na napuntahan kasi hindi na kaya ng schedule namin. So, I loved my travels. I see cultures. I see the problem of the environment firsthand kapag pumupunta ko doon. I learned so many things na kaya kong dalhin in the Philippines. And then you would just be amazed that your fans are not just in the Philippines, but you have fans internationally and they would accept you with open arms. So I really, really loved my travels. I became independent. I learned so many things. I grew as a person. And lahat ng winners ng Miss Earth, yun yung nilook forward. Yung travels mo. To be honest, promise.
Can you name one country in particular na napuntahan mo na talagang sobrang na-in love ka the moment na nagpagpunta mo?
I love Belgium, of course.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. Tsaka my Mexican trip. I loved my Mexican trip. It was amazing. And I loved their food. I loved the place. I loved the people. And my Belgium. Super top 2 ko yan. Kasi ang ganda ng lugar and then you can really see the culture. It's so different from the Philippines.
Where in Belgium did you go?
Back.
Where in Belgium?
Brussels.
Okay.
And then we went to Paris after kasi malapit lang eh.
Malapit lang yan. One train ride.
Correct.
Ang dami napuntahan ni Karen, ha? Enumerate ko lang. Cambodia, Vietnam, Reunion Island, Singapore, Colombia.
Dami?
Dami.
I'm curious about Reunion Island.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
I love Reunion Island. Actually, Reunion Island is just a small island, but they are they're a part of France. They're a colony of France, but they're 12 hours away from France. So malayo sila. It's actually near Africa already. Maganda si Reunion Island kasi they're very eco-friendly. So they use a lot of solar panels. They use e-cars. And then, maganda siya kasi very peaceful yung lugar. Hindi siya maingay. Tapos konti lang yung tao. It's very close to nature. Actually, yung mountains, yung city niya nandito, tapos surrounded by mountains. That's what Reunion Island is. And then you can go up.
Yung mga tao sa Reunion Islands, are they like, Africans or Asian looking or Indian looking?
Oh no, they're mas more on African side sila, but they speak French. They all speak French.
Oh.
Kasi yung mga Miss Reunion na nakikita ko sa Miss France, usually Asian looking sila eh.
Correct. Yung iba, I think in other countries near there, meron. I think kasi masakop sila. I don't know the whole history, but it's more on European side yata. And then they have an African blood, and then they speak French. So it's cool.
Very
one of the pinaka proud na sinasabi ng mga Miss Earth fans is yung travel talaga ng mga queens. Kasi even your elemental court also travels from time to time with you during that time, diba?
Yeah. So I can share my journey with them.
And bago tayo umalis ng Miss Earth, ask ko lang, ano yung best advice na narinig mo from a former Miss Earth na binigay nila sa'yo?
Actually, naalala ko yung sinabi sa akin ni Catherine. Kasi before ako nag-compete, ang sabi niya sa akin, you have to focus on your strength. because you're
Yeah.
good at this. Sabi niya, you're already beautiful, but you have to focus on your Q&A because that's where you're really good at. So she wanted me to focus on and maximize on my strengths because that's what's really gonna put me forward. And that's what she really told me before I competed, and that's what
Uh,
happened.
Alam mo, iba
We
yung
should really invite Karen in the next
Yeah.
iba yung
Student Beauty Talks.
iba yung nakikita kong ganda ni Karen, to be honest. Para siyang si Catherine Bernardo, to be honest, sa
Ay,
screen.
salamat po.
Hawig
Thank
niya.
you.
Totoo!
Oh.
Kawig mo nga! Totoo!
Thank you.
I just said
I love Catherine.
I just said we should invite Karen. I mean Catherine. Catherine is paid. In our next para ma-continue natin to yung yung mga yung Miss Earth tradition because I think we have so many things to say.
Yeah, before Karen, Catherine was the most traveled. And then, na-surpass na yung number of travels ni Catherine.
Ang galing kasi even my travels is like, ang dami kong spots na like, I went to the USA, I went to Paris. So, ang dami kong stops in between my travels, which is, na-connect ko siya with Miss Earth.
Yeah.
What is one most environmentally related lesson that you learned during your travels when you were going to these different kinds of countries? Aside from culture, you can learn the culture, you learn the food, pero there must be something new that you have learned when it comes to the environment during your travels.
Yeah.
What was one thing that really stood out?
When I travel, I make sure as much as possible, don't carry single-use plastic with you, honestly. Don't bring the single-use plastic of the Philippines to the country you're gonna go to. And then, huwag ka magdala ng single-use plastic as much as possible. And then, ma-amaze ka kasi sa ibang countries like Reunion Island. They're so advanced in their technology when it comes to sustainability, when it comes to renewable energy. And that's one thing I would really want to bring in my country, you know. In Japan, it's really amazing in Japan. Grabe dyan. I've been there like 3 times. It's amazing in Japan.
Yeah, as
You're
much
recycling.
as possible. The recycling, we always recycle in here. It's really part of it's really part of our daily lives. You segregate the biodegradable and non-biodegradable.
Correct.
Sa Japan I really like yung yung sa ilalim ng vendo, mayroong paglalagyan ka ng used bottles.
Pet bottle cans, and it's also separated. Yeah.
Correct. Yung glasses, correct. Magkakaiba siya.
Yeah. I think Amir has a question.
Okay.
Amir's
preparing a question, pero nag-freeze si Amir.
Sige, ako muna. Meron isang interview si Karen na tumatak talaga sa akin. That was during Tonight with Boyo Bunda. And then during the fast talk, he asked you, a beauty queen should have, and you answered, a good mind. And I really want to hear more from you and to expound on that. So why is it important for a beauty queen to have a good mind?
It's important for you to have a good mind kasi when you join a beauty pageant, of course, your bread and butter is your looks, it's your body, because you have to be fit. But then there's always beyond that because nowadays, beauty pageants and beauty queens are really expected for them to learn how to be a spokesperson. If you do not know how to speak your mind, you're not going to give your organization much credibility for what you're really fighting for or what you're really advocating about. Diba? Iba sa Miss Universe, iba sa Miss International, iba sa Miss Earth, iba sa Miss World. So you really need to know how to talk. Like, ano bang pinaglalaban nyo? Like, for the environment, for kids, for people's empowerment. So if you don't know how to say that, how can you really be more of, a role model for this kind of area? That's why it's important for you to know how to speak. And I will go back with what I'm doing now, image consultancy. Your appearance is important because that's the first thing that people see. Your behavior is important because nobody wants to work with a person who has bad behavior. But of course, you won't stop there. You need to learn how to speak because if you do not know how to communicate, how can you express to them what you want to say about your business or about pageantry? Iba-ibang field siya eh. With journalism, how are you supposed to, share the message, share the story? Yun yung way of communicating. So you really need to know how to do that. That's why I really said a beauty queen needs to have a good mind.
Very
Speechless ako. Ang galing talaga ni Karen.
Salamat po.
Drop mic agad diba? Drop mic moment.
I think that's the part that we're going to use in the Instagram kasi nga sa Instagram you only have like a limited number of, of minutes.
Correct,
So we usually choose a certain part of the interview na gusto namin. And then I think that's it.
Cool.
Perfectly said. Perfectly
And
said.
one,
Thank you.
may isa pa ako super curious to want to ask Karen. During your time in Miss Earth 2017, it was the first year na the Miss Earth pageant changed the format. So unlike before na may moment pa where they announced the top 16 or during your time when you're announcing the top 16, wala ka ng moment to savor the moment kasi kailangan mo nang rumampa for the evening gown round. Or I think that was the beauty of face and poise category. So how was that experience na kailangan rampa ka na agad?
Actually, mahirap siya. To be honest, ayoko yung format na ganun. Pero wala naman ako magawa, diba? Kasi yun yung binigay sa aming format. Pero ayoko talaga ng format na yun. Kasi it's so hard to own the stage when there's so many people at the back. And then, paano ka dapat tignan ng ibang tao? So one thing I could really advise sa girls na gusto sumali, when you are on stage, even though you're walking or standing, dapat sa'yo sila nakatingin. Dapat hindi sila nakatingin sa iba. So that's one thing I could really advise you. You really have to internalize and you have to know yourself when you go on stage. And then, hindi ko masyadong gusto yung format na yun kasi gusto ko sana merong moment yung Philippines sa stage. Kasi may 2-second starter ako, hindi ko na napakita. And then, mahirap kasi parang feeling mo, on the spot, nakikipag-compete ka on stage with so many people. That's really hard. It's not easy for you to show what you can do na parang ikaw lang sa stage. So, mahirap yung moment na yun. Nahirapan ako doon, to be honest. Tsaka kailangan mo kasi isipin, ay, pang ilang number na ba yung tatawag? Mag-right ba or mag-left? Tapos iisipin mo pa, Philippines na ba yung natawag? So, it was hard.
Kailangan, dun pumapasok yung you should have a good mind.
Yeah.
Diba? Kailangan focus.
That's true. That's true.
Mahirap siya. Tapos naka-live pa yun. Kaya, kunyari, ay, nakakalahati na. Kailangan hindi ka alis sa position kasi nandun na sa kalahati. Kung hindi mo sisigawan ka.
But usually may director naman dyan who would actually like direct you. Like you have to go to the left or have to go to the right. Hindi niyo siya nakikita or, I don't know. From the stage.
Yes, actually you can see. Pero syempre pag natawag yung country mo, kailangan you're composed ka na kung paano diba? So, hindi mo ba hanapin yung tao sa kanuman na? Hirap kasi. So, ayun, from stage perspective, ang hirap kung ba yung nagtuturo sa amin? Philippines, hindi na ako.
Tapos nag-emote, kailangan mo pa mag-emote, kailangan mo pang project, so many things going on your mind.
Yeah, madami talaga. So, kailangan talaga focus ka lang. O, ano na ba yung tinawag? Philippines na ba? O, mag-right na ako. Mag-left na yun sa ako. Kailangan may focus ka. Kailangan may focus yung mind mo kapag gusto mo talaga siya. Kasi kapag hindi, sayang yung moment. Para nag-training ka for years, for months, for that specific seconds on stage. Tapos, hindi mo siya nagawa. Sayang.
And I remember you were wearing a baby pink na gown.
Yeah, baby pink.
Yeah.
Who was the designer?
Who was the designer?
Si Rian Fernandez.
Rian.
Very beautiful dress.
Yeah.
Salamat po.
Famous.
Na-highlight yung strengths mo doon sa gown. Yung pag-post.
And actually,
and
it made Karen look more youthful actually because there's a certain kasi diba we have known you as a very mature person. You're a smart. You're from the academe, so bale yung image is you're a mature Miss Philippines, and then you wore a baby pink dress. It kind of lightened up and then made you look a little bit more youthful. Parang
correct.
Was it a strategy or?
Yes. Totoo naman lahat ng talagang movements mo. It's really a strategy. But to be honest, a lot of people don't know this. When I was already in the competition, I just trusted my mentors with my gown. Kasi sobrang dami ko nang iniisip. I mean, wala ka naman kasing national director ang Philippines sa Miss Earth. Kasi si Stella na yung may-ari ng Miss Earth. So, to be honest, ito yung hindi alam ng lahat. Kasi kapag you're a Philippine representative, actually, si Lorraine, she would really tell you, she's very equal. So, hindi kanya kayang tulungan katulad ng national director of other countries. Kasi, siya na yung sa Philippines. So, talagang you're on your own. Kapag naghanap ka ng gowns mo, bibigay lang na yung requirements sa'yo, mahirap siya. Kasi even yung makeup artist, nakapila kami. So pag hindi ako nauna, hindi ako mauuna. That's as easy as that. Mahirap siya. So I trusted my mentors with my gowns, the things that I was gonna wear. Kasi sobrang dami ko iniisip. Hindi ko na siya kayang ipasok sa skid ko. So you really have to have trusted people.
Yep. Super lucky ng help from KF.
Yes.
Sa buong Miss Earth journey mo.
Did Gio teach you how to do your makeup? Si Gio.
Actually, Tita Gio was there to help us with my hair and my makeup. Are we talking about the night of the Miss Earth?
Yeah, Miss Earth, yes.
Are we talking about the coronation?
Yeah.
Or your preparation for Miss Earth,
preparation.
Miss World. Like, who was your mentor in your
Okay.
makeup? Kasi your makeup is always on point. It's perfect. Ang ganda na palagi ng kilay mo. Like, the kilay is one part na talaga nahihirapan ang mga Japanese delegates in every pageant that they join.
Actually, yung kilay mo talaga yung nagdadala ng mukha. So, kailangan talaga marunong. Well, to be honest, Tita Gio helped, but there were other people who came in to really help us as well. Tsaka, it's more on learning on your own. Kasi kapag natutunan yung Tita Gio yung basic sa'yo, ikaw na bahala mag-enhance ng mata mo, alam mo yung maganda sa mata mo, alam mo yung maganda sa kilay mo, alam mo yung hugis ng mukha mo, ano yung dapat na hair mo, ano yung dapat na things like that. But I think you guys want to ask me something else. I think you want me to touch, but okay lang, to be honest. If you guys, if we're gonna go to that extent, willing akong i-share yung experience ko.
Sino yung dentist mo, Karen?
My dentist is Dr. Dior.
Pareho tayo.
She's my dentist. Ay, talaga?
Plug tayo. Hi, Dr. Dior.
Yes. Hello po.
I saw your picture kasi sa clinic.
Oh, yes. Salamat.
Ayan, eto naman, this is for me a tough question, and it was posted on our Facebook page by Paulo Hambaro. Miss Earth is being criticized because of being too biased to Filipino queens now. So what's your take on it?
Okay. Kasi syempre kapag you really don't know the history of Miss Earth, yun talaga iisipin mo. Kasi yung pinakamaraming nanalo is Pilipinas na. Pero to be honest, hindi talaga nila alam na mananalo kami dire-diretso this recent years. Walang nakakaalam. Even me, I didn't know. So a lot of people think it's biased, but no. It's actually hard to be a delegate of the Philippines because you're competing in your own country. At the same time, you don't have a national director to really help you with your clothes, with everything. You're on your own. So mahirap siya. So pag nanalo ka talaga ng Miss Earth, sobra-sobra yung effort mo. Kaya hindi ko napigilang hindi umiyak nung natawag ako noon. Kasi sabi ko, sayang naman yung effort ko all this time kapag tatalo lang ako. Alam mo yung feeling na pinaghirapan ko na eh. Tapos nandun ka na sa end ng line. Kasi nag-earn ako ng time sa Miss Earth na pagod na ako. Kasi 1 month kasi siya eh. Tapos I was getting sick, I was getting so thin. Sabi ko, kung tatapos na ba to? Tapos naalala ko na, I can't give up now. Kasi all this time na pinaghirapan ko siya, ngayon pa ba ako mag-give up pag malapit ka na sa finish line? So you really have to push till the end. So it was really hard. No, Miss Earth is not biased. We don't even know the questions at all. I didn't know the question during the final night. And a lot of people criticized me by knowing what the question was because I answered it so well. No, I didn't know anything. Not even the hashtag, to be honest. Wala talaga akong alam. As in, nag-aral lang ako, ano yung mga possible questions. I searched mga questions ng previous Miss Earth, even other pageants. Nagtumingin ako kaano yung mga possible questions na pwedeng matanong. So you really have to prepare for it kasi we do not know anything. What's gonna happen? What are the questions? Wala kaming idea at all.
I hope that clears everything up sa mga pageant fans, no?
It's actually really very hard to be Miss Philippines in Miss Earth, actually. It's really very hard.
Very hard. Yung pressure sa inyo sobrang pressure. Kasi nasa Philippines kayo, and then lahat ng activities gusto ng Philippines, to the point na hindi naman ako makapag-cancel. Kasi nangyari siya sa akin, na parang during the pre-pageants, I was just so tired, and the sponsors just always want the Philippines to be there. Maski hindi ako yung part ng group. And I would honestly want to decline kasi I was getting sick. And alam ko kasi yung events na kailangan magaling ako mag-perform, tsaka yung events na relax lang ako. Kailangan kasi maintindihan mo kung kailan ka lang aangat, kailan ka lang kailangan mag-relax. Kasi kapag lagi ka na sa taas, mapapagod ka, may exhaust ka. Kung kailang malapit na yung finish line, tsaka ka nabababa yung energy mo. So that's my strategy during Miss Earth. Alam ko lang yung events na dapat okay yung performance ko. Alam ko yung events na dapat nakalaylo ako. That's what I did.
So, and I remember during your time, ang dami-dami yung pinupuntahang ibang places, no? And one of my friends was involved. I was part of the group who invited your group in EPIL.
Oh yeah!
How was
Super love that!
How was the
EPIL where?
experience
EPIL
in
Zambales?
EPIL? It's Zamboanga, Cebu.
Zamboanga, okay.
Actually, gusto ko talaga siyang i-share kasi yun yung most memorable moment ko during this Earth nung nag-travel kami. Kasi nakapasok kami sa cave na hindi siya open for public. So, kasama namin doon researchers tsaka mga cave people. Tapos, nakapasok kami doon sa cave na parang gumapang kami sa maliit lang na butas. Tapos, lumabas kami, nag-swimming kami palabas ng cave. It was amazing inside. And only 5 were chosen to get in there. It was Chile, Belgium, Philippines, Nigeria, and Canada. So, no, Chile. Si Russia. 5 lang kami. So, kami lang yung nakapasok doon. Super love ko yung that Zamboanga trip. It was amazing. Super. As in, doon ko na-feel na close to nature.
And I remember I was talking to my friend. His name is UJ. Hindi ko lang kung maalala mo pa siya. And he said na he was able to talk to you during your beach. Parang may time na nasa beach kayo. And then he messaged me and said na yung nakausap ka daw niya, that's when he realized na you could be the winner.
Oh, salamat.
And I think that speaks a lot about the influence and the image na naiiwan mo sa mga tao from the places that you've been to.
It's important. Saka sometimes kasi, alam mo yung, it's different when you see a person on screen, and it's different when you actually see a person personally and you talk to them. It changes the way you see the person. So it's really important for you to have a good image at the same time. Yung kung paano ka makikisama, saka kung ano yung mga nasasabi mo.
And ano naman, let's go back to that night of the coronation. So,
okay.
I remember I was there. I remember when James Deacon was about to announce. He said, "Get ready for the roof to blow up this arena."
Blow up this arena.
Na-feel mo na ba na Philippines na yung tatawagin niya that time?
Sige. Bibigay ko kayo, konting rewind lang. Kasi di ba nung nag-Q&A na, I wasn't the first one to answer the question. Yeah. It was Colombia, then it was Australia. So, naka-headphones kami. Sobrang lakas ng sound. Talaga parang feeling ko nabigyan ko ng konti. So, hindi ko talaga alam yung sagot ni Colombia. Alam ko lang tapos na siya. Tapos nakita ko, nung sumagot si Australia, nakatingin ako dun sa judge. Tapos nakangiti siya. Sabi ko siya, ang ganda na sagot si Australia. Ano kaya yung tanong? Totoo to, I'm giving you the point of view from my point of view during that night. And then sabi ko, kinakabahan ako. Sabi ko, ano kaya yung question? Pero sabi ko, no, you just really have to relax. When you really do Q&A, you really have to think that you're gonna get to that stage. It's normal for you to be nervous, but you cannot let nervousness go ahead of you. Because if you're nervous, even though you know what you're gonna speak about, mawawala siya in your mind. So you really have to calm down. So when the mic was given to me, if you can still remember, nagtanong si James Deacon, how do you feel tonight? Hindi ko naiintindihan yung question niya, to be honest. Ang sabi ko lang, magandang gabi Pilipinas, pero hindi ko naiintindihan yung question. Kasi parang nabingi ako ng konti doon sa headphones. So, totoo yun, yung sinabi ko, magandang gabi Pilipinas, hindi ko talaga naiintindihan yung tanong ni James Deacon. Sinagot ko lang, magandang gabi Pilipinas. And then he told me, that's not your final question. Sabi ko, oh, okay. And then he asked me, when he asked me the final question, to be honest, that's actually one of the questions I kept rewinding in my mind na possible na question na matanong. So, inabot yung mic sa akin, sinagot ko na siya agad. And the whole arena just went wild.
Yeah.
Doon ko nalaman. Doon pa lang sa moment na yun, nalaman ko na panalo na ako. Doon pa lang.
Okay.
Lalo na so, sinabi niya na, get ready for this arena.
For the
rooftop.
For the
yeah. For this arena.
Blow off this arena.
Get ready. Yeah. Sabi ko, shucks, ako na to. Ako na talaga yung doon ko na nalaman.
Di pa ako nakapanood ng Miss Earth Live.
Really?
Hmm.
Watch it live. It's amazing.
Oo nga eh.
It's amazing.
I've seen Super, I've seen World, International. Never with Miss Earth.
Really? You have to come to the Philippines to watch it.
Yeah, hopefully. Next year.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, to be honest, yung year ko, to be honest, kasi andun sila, they watched it ng Missosology. Yun lang yung year na sobrang punong-puno yung Mo Arena. As in, marami pa daw fans outside na hindi na nakapasok kasi kulang yung tickets. Never ko na-expect my year na mapupuno yung Mo Arena. Kasi ang alam ko pag international, mas konti talaga yung audiences mo.
Compared to Miss Philippines Earth.
Yes, Miss Philippines. Kaya sabi ko, before nag-start yung show ng Miss Earth, sabi ko parang ang konti ng audience kasi ang konti ng sigaw. The moment that I stood up on stage na lumabas ako, dun ko nakita na punong-puno and they were shouting all together for the Philippines.
Baka pinadala lahat ni Mayor yun, Miss Manila ka pa during Miss Philippines Earth.
I agree, ang daming audience sa lower box ng MOA Arena during that time.
Even to the brim, napuno siya. Kasi nandun ako sa stage, tapos nakita ko, sabi ko, shucks, ang daming tao tapos punong-puno talaga siya. And then, ang dami pa daw fans outside na hindi na nakapasok. So, nakakalungkot. Parang, siguro the people felt na may chance manalo yung Philippines that year. So, they just all went from the provinces. So, I really appreciated Filipinos. Filipino fans are super good. They're amazing.
When you were Miss Philippines Manila, when you were Miss Manila during the Miss Philippines Earth, how did you get the title of Miss Manila City?
Actually, nahirapan nga ako nun kasi hindi ako Miss Manila. So, pag mag-a-apply ka kasi, you really have to go to the mayor. Kailangan mong pumunta sa City Hall. Tapos parang ang tanong pa nila sa akin, may mga iba nagka-question, bakit ikaw mag-represent ng Manila? Hindi ka naman Miss Manila. Sabi ko, gusto ko talagang mag-represent ng Manila. So actually, Angelia was the person who helped me. Parang, hindi okay to. Kailangan ma-represent yung Manila kasi okay tong candidate na to. So I'll always have my heads up and I'll always respect Angelia for helping me because if it wasn't for her, baka hindi ko na-represent yung Manila.
Yeah, because I didn't know the mechanics behind, the names of the sashes. But you are a Manila resident yourself? Or,
yes, I am.
Okay, so, and you stays in Manila. Is the official address of UST Manila?
Sampaloc, Manila.
I'm not from Manila, by the way. So.
Oh, you're not?
You're not. I'm from Bacolod City.
Wow, that's nice, Ang dami kasing provinces Sa ibang provinces, mabilis lang makakuha ng representative. Mahirap sa malalaking cities like Manila, UC, yan. Medyo mahirap yan.
In our case kasi, if you win Mascara Queen, I think you'll have the edge to represent Bacolod City. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you could join the year after. Usually mga 2 years ago, ganyan.
Correct. Actually, dapat nanalo ka. And di pa never nga ako sumali ng national pageant. So parang, dun pa lang struggle na for me to represent Manila.
So I didn't know that. That's something new that I learned.
Yeah.
It's one of the challenges, ng pagsasali ka sa Miss Philippines Earth. Kasi kailangan talaga yung
local government
authorization from the local government.
Yeah, so so people who don't know about it probably just think now you're just given a sash or something, but actually you really get the permission from the local government. So it is really very legitimate.
Yes. May letter talaga. We give the letter and we meet the mayor. So during my time, it was still Mayor Erap, who was the mayor of Manila. And then he was the one who gave me the go signal that I can represent Manila.
Okay. Ganun pala yun.
Yeah. And related to that, Amir has a question about Philippines. Amir.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a question. If you were to make tourism slogan for Philippines, what would it be and why?
A tourism slogan?
Cool.
Yes, for Philippines.
Alam mo, to be honest, kasi nakita ko na yung question na yun before. Sabi ko, shucks, natanong siya sa isang Miss Philippines Earth. Sabi ko, kailangan yata may slogan ako sa Philippines. Nalimutan ko na yung slogan ko Pero, naalala ko that the slogan, what was the slogan recently bago binalik yung slogan na to? May slogan sa Philippines, sa tourism.
Wow, Philippines, and then it became, it's more fun in the Philippines, and then now, What's the
Meron
slogan
na
now?
previous that.
Meron pa?
Meron siya before, after It's More Fun in the Philippines, yung specifically naisip ng DOT, that was the same thing I thought about. Sabi ko, parang na naisip yun. Tapos parehas kami ng thought. I just forgot kung ano yung slogan na naisip ko for tourism. Pero nung nilabas nila yun, alam ko na parang Experience the Philippines, something like that.
Okay.
Experience
Tapos
Philippines.
sabi ko,
Sinerch ko.
yes, correct.
Experience
Experience
Philippines.
Philippines. Yun din yung naisip ko na word na pwede kong slogan for Philippines. Meron lang extra word ako nilagay. Sabi ko, if ever natanong sa akin yun yung sasagutin ko. So parang experience the beauty of the Philippines. Something like that. Kasi parang kailangan ready na siya sa mind mo eh. Kailangan prepared ka. So hindi naman pwede on the spot nakaisip. Ang hirap kasi pag on the spot.
In relation to that, Karen, because we know that the Philippines is really a very beautiful country with a lot of nature, a lot of beautiful beaches and mountains and seascapes and all that. However, we're still lagging behind when it comes to tourist arrivals compared to our Southeast Asian neighbors. So what do you think is lacking? Bakit hindi tayo pinupuntahan ng mga foreign tourists?
Actually, that's a really good question. I think foreign tourists are just afraid of the news that they see about the Philippines. That's one thing that really affects us. Na parang, ang napapakita kasi is negative. So, natatakot sila pag pupunta ng Philippines. But I guess, even though it's not about the foreigners, even the Filipino people are not well-versed and not well-traveled in the Philippines. Dun pa lang, yung domestic travels natin, hindi pa rin siya okay. So, one thing that we really can do for tourism after this ECQ is to promote domestic travel. Dapat tayo alam natin yung ganda ng Pilipinas. Kasi tayo nga, hindi ka pa nakakapunta. How do you expect other people to come here to enjoy our country? You yourself, you haven't traveled there. So I would really promote about domestic travel, local travel.
Aside from your whole home province or where you really grew up, what is your most favorite Philippine destination? And why?
I love Palawan. Super love ko yung Palawan.
Where specifically in Palawan?
I love Coron. I love everything about Palawan. I love El Nido. I love Coron. I love being close to nature. Sobrang ganda kasi ng rock formations and ng waters nila. And when you see the lagoons, it's just amazing. I love my Palawan trip. Every time I go there to host or to do a project, I just really love going to Palawan.
Have you been to Cagayan de Oro? Because that's where Amir is from.
Yes, nakapunta ako Cagayan de Oro nung I think I was still Miss Philippines Earth. Or Miss
Iligan.
Earth na.
What about Iligan? Iligan ka, Amir, di ba? Iligan City. You've been there?
I think I've been to Iligan City.
Yung Maria Cristina Falls.
Although hindi ako nakapunta doon, gusto ko puntahan yan, Maria Cristina Falls. Yan yung mga gusto ko puntahan sa Philippines. Yung mga super well-known na mga falls, na hindi ko masyadong napupuntahan ng tao. So I really want to go there.
It's really big kasi yung hydroelectric power plant na doon.
Yes,
really huge.
It's amazing.
Have you been to Negros?
I don't think so.
Bacolod.
I think I've been to Bacolod na. Di ba? Sobrang dami ko, hindi ko na alam saan pa. Pero
ay mo na napuntahan.
Ang dami mo napuntahan.
As a beauty queen.
Yes. You're very influential. You're very much traveled.
Thank you. And I still would love to travel, even my country, even the Philippines. Ang dami ko pang hindi napupuntahan.
Are you more of a beach person or mountain person?
Actually, matatawa kayo. I love the beach, but I don't like being so much under the sun. I just love the breeze of the beaches. I love the feel of the summer. I love the sound of the water. And I love the scenery of the beach. Yun ang gusto ko talaga. I really love it. Yung tunog ng dagat. So gusto ko
very
actually
relaxing.
house ako. Yes. Malapit sa dagat.
Dagat or ilog, yung sound of a flowing water.
Yeah.
Continuous na.
Nakaka-relax no?
That's true.
What's your favorite Filipino cuisine? Filipino food?
Forever sinigang. Forever.
Sinigang.
Team sinigang.
Team sinigang pala si Karen.
Ano sinigang yan?
Ang daming sinigang kaya. There's like pork sinigang.
I like pork sinigang. Iba yung asim eh. Ang sarap ng pork sinigang. Super favorite ko yan. Pag yan yung pagkain, napaparami yung kanin ko.
yung mga questions na hindi natatanong lagi kay Karen, ano. Pero it humanizes you. Kasi ang tingin namin sa'yo, parang ikaw yung ang galing-galing sumagot na queen. Pero
Yeah,
it's just
actually,
like
sabi ko, gusto
it's
ko
just like
i-break.
the rest of us. Oh.
I'm a normal person just like everybody else. I eat dinuguan. I eat practically everything. Although I'm not a fan of durian. Sorry, I know I'm a Filipino, pero hindi ako fan ng durian eh.
Ano, as a
Ganun ko siya subukan.
Yeah. As a former USC student, kumakain ka rin ng mga street food sa labas.
Oo naman.
So
Sila
story,
mga toots. Oo naman.
Mga toots.
Tita, no? Sino ba? Oo naman.
Binabantayan nga siya ng mga cool guys doon. Ay, nandun na si ma'am.
Oo, kumakain
Ay,
ako sa ganun.
Masarap yung mga sandwich sa sa taas ng main building.
Correct. Yung, kapag lunch break or kaya pag recess, pupunta kami doon, bibili ako ng food. Totoo. Yun yung mga namimiss kong food. Akala kasi ng tao, the moment you want, parang untouchable ka or anything. So, we're just humans just like everybody else.
And what do you do kapag pag wala kang rest day? What's the usual day for Karen kapag rest day lang?
What's the usual thing I do? Literally, sometimes I lie at home just like everybody else. May time na ayaw kong gumalaw. Totoo yan. Ganun din ako. I just sometimes push myself to do something kasi ang hirap ng walang ginagawa. And one thing I do, kapag sobrang feeling ko tinatamad ako, maligo ka, promise. Kapag naligo ka, tanggalan yung vitalize ka. Gusto mong gumalaw. Kasi di ba pag hindi ka na naliligo, parang tamad na tamad ka gumalaw. Pag naligo ka, nababago. That's what I do. I relax. I watch Netflix. I browse things. I love watching Netflix. I love watching mga things na matututunan ka, like romantic stuff.
Are you like a book reader or book lover, or you're more of the visual?
I do. Actually, I'm more of a visual, but I discipline myself to read books kasi kailangan talaga ma-discipline. So, for me, it's a discipline. Kasi yung iba sobrang, until 2 a.m. nagbabasa sa ng libro. Hindi ako ganun. Pero I really discipline myself to read kasi kailangan talaga.
Are you like more of a fiction lover or yung mga, or encyclopedia or...
To be honest, when I was younger, I love fiction, mga romantic. When I grew up, even on Netflix, when you see my file on Netflix, I watch docuseries. That's what I do. So, no joke. Kasi I want to learn something. But I watch movies. I watch mga chick flicks. I watch that. I watch Big Bang Theory. And one series that I really love, I don't know if you guys know that, Black Mirror. Ay, gusto ko yung nag-isip eh. I love Black Mirror. Sobra. I watch
mind-blowing episodes.
Yeah, it makes you think. Gusto ko yung mga ganun palabas. It makes you think.
Do you like horror movies, Karen?
No, I'm sinukusok sa mind. No, I don't like. I'm scared of horror movies. Kasi parang iba yung psychological effect niya sa akin. Promise.
Okay. But romantic comedy, you love it, right?
Yes, I love romantic comedy.
What is your favorite? If you could recommend a movie.
I love 50 First Dates by Drew Barrymore. Sobrang ganda. No, it's true, right? 50 First Dates. Just Like Heaven. Really Witherspoon. Super dami ng movies eh. I love movies.
You like the classic ones, no?
Yes, I love the classic ones too.
Masarap daw sa Karen sa mga ganito. Kasi parang barkada mo lang
Yeah, totoo naman. Normal people lang kami, guys. We're normal people just like you. We get tired. Sometimes we don't want to do anything. Totoo yan. Minsan naka-lie down lang kami. It happens. Sometimes we eat too much.
You like Minions?
Yeah, yeah. Ang cute. Kaya yun yung una ko napansin, di ba? Nung nag-open ka ng video. Ang cute eh.
Actually, I just got them from the UFO catcher. Yung
Really?
Yung naglalagay ka ng coin and then ganyan. Dalawa sila, nakuha ko. On one try.
Ang galing,
I never tried. I'm super frustrated because I never get any toy from that. Kaya I don't like playing it. Simula ko nang kuha.
It's a stress reliever here in Japan. We have a lot of UFO catcher shops everywhere.
Yeah. Yung crane, yung cranes, yeah.
Bicol
Yeah.
Yeah, the crane yan.
Cool. Dito sa Philippines, pag nagganon ka, wala ka nakukuha all the time. So, parang,
May daya
sayang
yata.
pera
No?
ko.
May daya yata, no? Ako actually,
Sayang pera ko.
honestly, I got both of them on one tries.
Seryoso ba?
Yeah. Yes, that's why. They are very valuable.
Oh, cool.
When you
Sa
are
akin,
here,
parang lahat ng try ko, wala. Never ako nakakuha.
when you're here in Japan, try mo. Kasi I think you'll have more chances of getting something and bring something back home.
Sige, promise. Na-try ko yan.
So, and before we wrap up, we've already known more of Karen.
Tanungin natin siya ng mga
beyond
super
pageants,
difficult question, Drew.
merong mga super
Oh my
difficult
goodness.
questions.
Okay.
Okay, one. What do you think is the most pressing problem in the country that should be addressed right after the pandemic?
Oh, the most stressful? I'll be honest. I think that the most stressful are the people themselves. When during this pandemic, everybody's just ranting about being against the government rather than just being together as one. I think one of the things that we really have to address, not politically, but to really be ourselves. We're all the same. We keep on ranting about different things about the government, but we fail to look at ourselves. And people would just rant on the internet. So more than just focusing on other things, I believe that the change really should start from within us. Kasi kapag it doesn't happen that way, nothing's going to change. If you want change to happen from other people, it will never happen unless you do it yourself.
A winner again.
I have one more question. Bigla ko lang naisip. If you could change one thing in the Miss Earth pageant system for the better, what would it be?
If I could change one thing in the Miss Earth pageant system, it would be, honestly, not to restrict it per continent. I want those who are credible and who really did great performances to be up there. You don't have to limit it per continent. But what if kasi there's someone better to be up there, but because you limit the continent in Asia to only be 4? So I want to eradicate that. I want the best contestants to be there who really worked hard and not just limited per continent.
Yeah, I think that's one thing now pageant fans don't really know about na hindi kasi ina-announce kapag finals, di ba? These are the
It's
finalists
proportionate
from each
actually,
continent.
di ba?
But it's proportionate, yeah.
Actually, madami ding questions dyan kasi parang the fans will be like, bakit si ganyan? Mas magaling si ganyan? Ba't nakapasok si ganyan? Kasi minsan nililimit nila per continent, which is, I'm not very pro. Although I get your point that you want to be equal, but then there's just someone better to be there compared to just limiting it because you need someone from this continent to be up there. No. If you wanted to be there, you just really have to do your part of preparing. Kasi lahat kami naghihirap ng mag-prepare. Tapos hindi ko mapapasok dun. Kasi
just because of the
limited
slot.
lang. Yeah. Yun yung hindi ko masyadong gusto.
I have one more question. Ang dami kong tanong, no? Ito, lagi namin itong tinatanong. Usually kapag may mga interview with Miss Earth winners from their respective countries, parang national title holders. Usually, for some, they limit Miss Earth to just a pageant where they plant trees for publicity. So,
Okay.
how will you defend Miss Earth from that accusation or image?
Okay. Actually, it's not true. We don't just simply plant trees. By the fact that we are being asked about question and answers during the closed interview, it really means that you really need to know about the country or the city that you are representing. So if you really don't know about that, you're not going to be in there. So we're not just simply there by planting trees. No, there's so much that Miss Earth is doing, and they would really give you like environmental seminars for you to know. And during my time, if you can still remember, when I won, I was asked in the Senate hearing to speak on under the Department of Finance. And wala pang gumagawa nun ever. I was the first one, so no one could help me. Ako lang talaga yung gagawa. So it's more than just planting trees. You really capture so many people with the things that you say. It's not just about that. We do a lot of things.
I think Amir has having technical problems. So he chatted me and wanted to ask, kung meron merong mga girls na nanonood who would want to, hindi pa sila convince which pageant they want to join, national pageant. What advice would you give them?
Oh, actually, I'm not gonna be like, kasi gusto ko mag-Miss Earth ka, but I really want you to think, para saan ka? Kasi for me, kung malalaman mo kung para saan ka, like Pia, she really knew she wanted Miss Universe, so she really pursued it. You really have to understand what you wanted and what organization you want to fight for. Kasi kapag sumali ka ng maling pageant, hindi mo talaga siya makukuha. Kailangan mo kasi aralin yung competition, yung organization. So if I were you, I would take this time to really reevaluate myself of what I really wanted to do. Kasi it's more than being popular. It's more than just winning a crown. It's what you're going to do after that.
Pang crown pa rin si Karen sa mga sagot.
Sana i-adjust nila yung Miss Universe na age limit.
Age limit.
Because if you join the Miss Universe, with your qualification and with your resume, like iba na kasi ngayon takbo ng Miss Universe eh. If you join the Miss Universe,
iba na siya.
Baka manalo ka because they are.
May
actually
nagtanong nga sa Instagram kung interested ka daw bang sumali ng iba pang pageant.
Actually no, kasi one thing I what do you call this? I learned in this industry is to keep your loyalty. So I'll keep my loyalty to Miss Earth. So no, I won't join any competitions anymore. Kasi gusto ko naman supportahan yung pangarap ng iba. So if you want to join, I'll help you in that field that you want.
How old were you when you won Miss Earth?
Actually, sakto. Kasi during my time, 26 lang. So, nanalo ako 26 years old. Kasi ngayon minute nila ng 28 eh. Yeah.
28.
Now, I won 26. I won exactly yung age limit. So, sobrang sakto siya for me. Sobrang sakto.
Even Miss Universe is 28 na rin eh.
Yeah, they moved it.
So, the next 2, 3, or 5 years, where will Karen Ibasco be?
Oh, I'm focusing more on my career in 2, 3, 5 years. Yeah. I want to be completely established in that. Because sometimes, after winning, you have to rebrand yourself. So what is the next thing that you're going to do? So before, having a family, I want to establish my career before that. So that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Is it physics related or more on the beauty industry or image consulting na siya?
Actually, I think it's still a combination of everything. Pero exactly na when I won, it's just so many opportunities are streaming in. And I couldn't say no, because once you say no, it will never come again. You can never go back being young again. I can always go back in my teaching or in my hospital work, but I just want to maximize every opportunity coming my way.
Any plans of going back to the academy?
Not anytime soon. Not anytime soon.
Pwede mo namang balikan anytime, diba?
Yeah. Kasi kapag academe din, kailangan mo talagang i-pursue yung PhD mo and you have to research consistently.
Before I ask the final question, I would like to read some comments from our fans. So someone from Instagram, it's at Ruiz_IM said, a beautiful brain like yours will always crave for a challenge.
Oh, nice.
So ano pa bang challenge na No, it's a message for you. So kung ang follow-up question ko doon is, ano pang challenge yung hinahanap mo sa buhay? You've already won Miss Earth. Ano pa ba?
Ano pang challenge yung kailangan mo hanapin? Actually, no. For me, I don't look for challenge. It just simply come your way, and you just really have to be prepared when it comes. I believe the challenge now is the next chapter. Like, what's next for you? Because I got the climax of my single life. I believe that after the next few years, I'm going to have a family, and I'm going to be established with my career. So the challenges would be facing different people with different attributes and different goals. So you still need to always bring that image with you, and you never lose that. Because no matter what happens, you'll always see people with you. And people always look at you and know your credentials. You should never lose your reputation.
And then here's another one. It's from a person who's very close to you during your pageant journey. The message is from Kaylee Carlberg, Miss US Virgin Islands.
Yeah.
During your time, and she said, "You're amazing, Karen, and one of the strongest people I know. You are truly a beautiful woman and a class act. You treat others with immense respect, no matter what they say about you. You're a real queen who has stayed true to your advocacy."
Super love, Kaylee. Thank you very much. Bait yan, sobra. A real person.
So before I ask the final question, Stephen or Amir, do you have remaining questions in mind that you really want to ask Karen?
I want to ask Karen regarding, kasi kanina when I asked her about your plans from 3 or 5 years from now, okay, probably you want to have a family, hey, hello. No, she's cute. When having a family, of course, you're gonna get married. So I want to know if what are the qualities you are looking for a future husband?
Oh, that's good. Actually, I really want someone who's very family oriented and who fears God, because you really need someone who's so grounded and who plans ahead and who really understands that he needs to ask advices from other people. Hindi yung know it all. Kasi it's important for you to understand that he will compliment you, because you will not be perfect, and you will complement each other. So that's what I'm looking for.
You think guys are, I asked this in the Mr. World interview last time, you think men will feel intimidated because you're such an achiever?
Yes.
And you're very tall, actually. When I met you last year, I noticed that ang tangka ng babaeng ito.
Yeah, I think
Karen.
Yeah,
I can attest to that.
Yeah, not too many Filipino men are actually like as or taller than you, because our average height isn't really that tall.
Yeah, actually, to be honest, yes. I guess kapag lahat naman kaming one, I think may ganung stigma na parang you get intimidated. But as you see, we're normal people just like you guys. We're normal people. We eat everything that you eat. We do whatever you guys do.
Ano nagpapakilig sa'yo, Karen? Kailan ka nakikilig?
Actually, I love when that person makes me laugh. I love it. Kasi hindi ako ma-sense of humor like other people. So I love that when that person makes me laugh.
Lalambing-lambing ka rin ba ng mga student athletes?
Actually, yung iba, oo. So ako we make ng distance, to be honest. Hindi mga students na gano'n. Kailangan kasi
mga bolero, mga UST.
Masumbong pa. Actually.
I think Amir has a question pa. Amir, may tatanong ka?
You can actually send us the question, Amir, if you're having a hard time with the connection.
Ayan, nahihirapan yata siya.
May
hirapan siya. Ask ko na yung final question. So this question, we asked this sa lahat ng interviews. So aside from being the first scientist to win Miss Earth, how do you want people to remember Karen Ibasco?
Oh, I want to remember them as a person who set the bar high, who continually changed the way people see beauty pageants, that you can really use this to share a great message to people, and you would continue that even after your reign.
Okay. Thank you, Karen.
Perfect.
You're welcome.
Pasok sa 20 seconds.
Thank you.
And before we wrap up, let's just acknowledge some of your Indonesian fans. Ang dami nilang nagme-message at
Terima kasih.
nag-comment. Yeah.
Nakakatuwa nga, parang Indonesian ako eh.
Actually, you would pass for an Indonesian if you go there, because they also have a huge Chinese population.
Actually, no, to be honest. Actually, it's really my aim to go to Indonesia. After this, medyo grabe yung cases in Indonesia. But I would love to go there, yeah.
And they are very serious with the Miss Earth organization, yung Miss Earth Indonesia. Like, ano talaga sila eh.
Yeah.
They're really into it. They don't place, but they remain loyal, and they could still continue with the advocacy of the Miss Earth organization.
sabi ko hopefully one year I would see an Indonesian winner in Miss Earth also. Para it's everybody's game, di ba?
Yeah. Thank you, Karen, again for joining us.
Yeah, I know you're gonna have another interview later on, so thank you so much for your time.
Salamat.
We're looking forward for that interview. Live yun, di ba? Later on.
Yes.
Yeah, but we are going to delay this one. We're gonna publish this later on after na siguro your live.
Okay, no worries.
Sorry.
But all the best to you.
Thank you.
Keep safe.
Kayo din. Keep
Thank you,
safe during
Karen.
this pandemic. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.